All right, now let me go ahead and scoot down and let's talk about the second scenario. So we have a parabola, which is this U shape. Now it's positive because it's pointing up in both directions. Now let's talk about the other one. So we still have a graph. So here's my y-axis, here's my x-axis. So x, y, and then you might have guessed it already, but the next one will be a negative parabola, which in this case will be facing down. Okay, so now, as you might have guessed, it's still U-shape, but it's like pointing down. Okay, and again, let me show you other examples. So it could be something like way over here in the red. It could be something over here and it looks like drags on both sides. Something over here. So it doesn't matter. Let me do like one more. It could be way over here, kind of like this. It doesn't matter. It has to have this sort of U shape. And it doesn't matter where it is. It just has to be pointing down because it's negative. So facing down. Now for this sort of shape, if we had, let me scoot back up, a smiley face before, think of this as kind of like, what would I call it? A frowny face. Frowny face. So it's like somebody's sad. See that shape over here? It's the same shape we got here. So now, those are the two big ones that we have. We have a positive one, which is like a facing up, and then a negative down, which is facing down over here. So again, it doesn't matter where it is on the graph. It just has to be this U shape facing down. So now, let's put this in a thought bubble again, just like we did before. And now let's talk about the equation. So it's still the same one, so I still have my y equals. But now I'm going to put it this way. It's negative ax squared plus bx plus c. So now I just put on negative a because the biggest thing is that first number has to be negative. First number has to be negative. And that's the biggest idea. It's still the same type of equation as we saw with the positive. Let me scoot down. So it's still ax squared plus bx plus c. The only thing I'm making obvious this time is that the first number has to be negative. So again, not 0. 0 is not positive or negative. It has to be negative. So like -1, -2, -3, and so on. So the first number has to be negative. These two numbers, b and c, it doesn't matter what they are. All I care about is that the first number is negative. So quick examples, let me scoot down. I'm running out of rooms, as you can see, but let me scoot down a little bit. So here's an example, something like, let's go basic. Y is equal to negative x squared. Again, I have an x squared, so this is a quadratic, and then it's a -1 x squared. So because this is negative, it's going to be looking something like this. Here's another example. Y is equal to -3x plus 4x plus 2. Something like that. Again, I don't care about this, the sign of these two. These could be positive or negative. I care about this first number. If it's a -3, it's going to look something like this. Now, I don't know where it is exactly. It could be way up here. It could be way up here. It could be off to the side. It doesn't matter. Today, we're talking about the general shape. So the negative tells me it's just going to be like looking down. It's going to be U shape looking down. Okay?